Welcome to the final part of our series on JPO Products' innovative cleanup technology. If you're just joining us, check out parts 1 to 3 in the description below. Today we're wrapping up with a look at why this technology makes so much business sense and how you can get your hands on it.
So, quick math. You used two 40-pound bags, I think you said, to clean up
20-pound bags.
Two 20-pound bags, 40 pounds of your product versus 640-something pounds of the other product.
670.
Now, in my research, I learned too, once you do the cleanup, the used product doesn't just sit in the corner of the building. They must have to take it away and get rid of it, which is a heck of a cost too. So here's the question, and I think you've already answered it. Your product seems to be not only cost effective, it seems to be a major cost reducer in the market. You have a major change going on here. Is that correct?
Yeah. Cost and risk reducer as well, Neil. Cost is I hate to get into sort of trying to make it complicated, but it is a total cost of ownership. Because if you take a pound of our product versus a pound of their product, we cost more. But that's not the unit of measure, right? The unit of measure is how much will we absorb and how much will we clean up versus their product. And, you see it time and again where people use that type of product. Again, that's a very successful, the companies that are operating in that space are very, very successful. They've done a great job serving the market, and we just want to compliment that. We think there's a place for us and there's a place for them. But to go in and actually clean up the space to the point where I got pictures, Kevin went back there yesterday, I believe, to see what it looked like. And it looks fantastic because now, the wind is blown through a little bit because it was a wet space as well from water. And you would not know that it looked like it did, which was, something pretty close to a dystopian movie when we got there. And now looks like a workable, usable space.
And, looked like a little bit of Mad Max in there.
A little bit of Mad Max, yes.
And to jump on it.
It's definitely a Mad Max movie scene, that building, for sure.
We've done some cost comparisons just on our side, whether it be commercial use or industrial use, I would suggest, or just, personal use. And what we find almost invariably every single time is over any type of period, a length of time, if you include the total cost of ownership, we're typically quite significantly more cost effective than competitors are out there. The example that I can provide you is that, I'm a database Excel guy. So Larry loves when I create these financial models all the time. And recently we were asked to provide one of our consultants out west in the oil patch with a comparison analysis of us versus the most cost-effective material that they typically use, which is, sawdust. And the issue again with sawdust is that it's laden with water, and it's heavy, and it's not very effective in the actual absorbance, efficacy side. So you take all that involved, and you take the trucking cost and the amount of truckloads that not only need to be paid for the driver and the gas and etc., but of course you're dumping at a landfill site, which has a per ton cost associated with it. So if you have a product that's 10 times more effective on the absorption side and 1/4 the weight of the remaining materials out there, that gets factored in, and the number came out quite large in terms of that cost reduction. Even though, as a base material, ours was still not that much more expensive than the actual base material of sawdust. But if you include the trucking, you include the cost of ownership, you include the cost of dumping, and then you factor that all in, we were significantly, I think something like 30% less. So
Wow.
And then consider, Neil, the fact that, in spite of what they pay to do those jobs, it's tough to get people.
Yes.
Particularly those entry-level people who are doing the cleanup. I mean, they're being paid very well by any objective measure, but when cleanup of the spill is just the beginning, and now they've got to clean the tools, and it's honest to goodness like a no-win situation where you're, we've all done this, right? You're scraping off the brush, and now you got to scrape off the thing you scraped off the brush with. I mean, when we're done, you can take a hose, rinse off the tools. We did it in 5 minutes. I don't care what material you're using with, You give them a couple of taps, and everything falls off.
Wow.
And it goes into the waste pile. So
this is miraculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to oversell it. It's one of these things where, when we talk about it, we always say to each other as like a joke, it's like, don't oversell it. You don't need to. But like it is that effective. One of the jokes we had was when we were watching a drill rig remediate its drill cuttings. So that's just like solidifying those drill cuttings. We were noticing that the buckets on the I guess backhoe, I don't even know what it's called, was clean, like spotless clean, like it was like brand new.
Well, you're talking about time saving, labor saving.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
it's an impact on our environment for sure. Yeah. Wow,
yeah.
Guys, I have to say, just trying to wrap this up, I have to encourage everybody to go to your website. Your website is crazy interesting. Everybody, there are some great videos on this website. Seeing is believing. And then, of course, if you have an application, you have to call these two, and we'll get their contact info in a minute. But JPOProductsCanada.com, just look at the industries that you guys are touching. I mean, to me, this is a lot more than drilling for oil. This is...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Game changer, life changer. Sorry, everybody, it makes me excited. It's green technology that not only works well, but it's going to have a difference in everybody's lives on this planet. Anybody who needs this kind of a product. I find it very exciting. Guys, what's the best way to get a hold of you if they have an interest?
There is some contact information on the website. So info@jpoproductscanada.com. Please reach out there. That email goes directly to both Larry and myself, and actually goes to Kevin as well. So it really is all three of the main principals of the company.
Great.
Our phone numbers are also listed, I believe, on the website. Please feel free to reach out there. But also, you can get us on LinkedIn. We're not hard to find. We've got an Instagram page as well. We have a YouTube channel. We're really starting to set up our socials to ensure that people can find us regardless of the demographic, regardless of the product usage that they're looking to do. There is very likely an application. We've got a number of different products listed on the website, just so that everyone's aware. We've got one that's called SmartSorb, which is quite literally a water repellent, oil absorbent. We've got something called JobSorb, which is a universal. And then, of course, we also have boom, socks, and the like. And we lastly have our industrial product lines, which are called Rig Blend 1 and 2. So check it out, because, like you said, Neil, it's not just one sector. It's not just one use cases. We have clients who are in the tow truck industry. We have clients who are in the oil service sector industry. We have clients who are in the restaurant industry and the healthcare industry. So it's a matter of understanding what your needs are. Our main unique selling proposition is that it's not a product, we're a service. And what Larry, myself, and Kevin will do is we'll find the solution that's right for you, based on the spill management that you require.
Well, this is fantastic. I want to thank you both for coming on. Really, this is such. I'm going to get some from you and just make a big mess in my house, just so I can clean it up. Can't wait. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Please get a hold of Larry, Lenny, or Kevin at jpoproductscanada.com. We'll be back next week on Your Gray Matters, where we will continue to find great stuff that exists in this world, great people like Larry, Lenny, and Kevin, who can help your life and your world be better. Take care, everyone. Have a great week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you again, Neil.
Thanks again.
Thanks for watching. If you found it interesting and you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you're ready to subscribe, click right here. And if you'd like to see another episode, click right here. Tell a friend. Send us comments. Thanks a lot.